All right, fam, I'm Demetrius. Welcome back to another episode of Speedaddixxgarage. Me and my boy picked something up on Friday. Today is Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I haven't had a chance to take a peek at it yet, but what we picked up on Friday is it's kind of like a dream car to me. I don't want to say it's considered a dream car, but it's a car I've always wanted. It's a platform I've always wanted to play with. If the platform don't work out the way it's supposed to, then we got some goodies in store for future Speedaddixxgarage videos. But let me show you what me and my boy Justin picked up on Friday. Bye, we have ourselves a Mazda RX-8, one of the most least favorable import cars out of the early 2000s. But what we have here is a black RX-8. Believe it or not, has a KBD front bumper. Looked like somebody cut that out for some kind of induction. We'll probably clean that up. It does have the mud flaps, the front one, and then this little back mud flap side skirt, so it kind of gives it a little bit more of a sporty look. You know, we got a couple little bits of carbon fiber on it. Only downside is somebody tried to roll the fender, or they tried to do something with the fender. The other side looks the same. I think we can fix that by maybe cutting some of this out, cutting it at the arch, and then welding it back in, and then of course sanding it down, smoothing it, and getting it back up to its standards. And then the tail lights appear to have water in this one, if you can see it. It does have an aftermarket exhaust on it. And let me pop you the hood and show you what's going on up under the hood. Up under the hood, you can tell it's been sitting for a while. Look like some kind of rodent has been eating at this fiberglass, making a nest. Speaking of that, I need to check where the air filter is on the inside. That's a lot of time where mice and stuff like to chill at. We're missing the intake. I found this mass airflow sensor sitting in the passenger seat. So for the time being, I kind of got it rigged up there, hoping that it can get some kind of air. But I'm gonna hook a jump box up to it and let's see what happens. This jump box isn't all the way charged up, but let's see if we get enough juice to get some action. Uh-oh, we got some noise. It's in neutral. Key on. Everything looks like it works. Possibility we have a check engine light. Let's see if we got enough juice, and let's see if this thing at least fuel pump primes. I don't hear nothing. Let's put the clutch in and see if we get lucky. Oh snap, it sounds like it turned over, guys. Oh man, it cut on and cut off. Sound like nothing's wrong with it. No freaking way. No way. All right, I'm gonna see if I can rig some up with the intake, and I don't know what to do at this point, but let me see if I can figure out an intake solution so we can put that mass airflow in there like it's supposed to, and I'm gonna see if we can start it. Just eyeballing it. I think that's 3-inch. I got some random 3-inch piping and couplers. Let's see if we can make something work. And also, while we're at it, I bought a new scan tool by Autel. Got this off of eBay, roughly 450 bucks. Let's see if we can check the code with it. No fault codes detected. Hey, I'm good with that. I got the mass airflow just inside of the intake so that it can sense some kind of air. I don't think it's gonna suck it in there, but let's give it a shot. Got a little smoke coming out the exhaust and smells a little maybe rotary. I don't know. It might need gas too. I mean, the light is on E. I was getting ready to head to go get gas. Pick this thing up, it's got some weight to it. We're gonna splash a little bit of this in the RX-8. Alrighty, we got just a little bit of movement on the gauge. I can work with that. It starts and then it cuts off. I know these things are known for flooding out. Let's pull the spark plugs real quick. So I wanted to verify that the spark plug wiring one was correct. So I went ahead and put some blue tape here, traced it out, went on Google, and it looks like that's correct. So let's pull the spark plugs out. All right, the first one I pulled out looks like it's super wet, and these spark plugs look weird too. Let me know if these are the right ones. These are some NGK IR, part number RE9 Bravo Tango. Maybe we can get away with cleaning it up. But yeah, it's definitely flooded. That is this one right here. Don't know if that's 2 or if that's 3, but it's that one. And now I'm noticing that says T, so that must mean trailing. And then the other one is leading. I'm learning a little something. All right, spark plugs based off of my diagram here. If it's wrong, comment below. This is what the spark plugs look like. Number 1, like immaculate, almost like it ain't even getting fuel or something. I don't know, but it's like dumb clean compared to the other ones. 3, it's wet. Obviously that is flooded a little bit, a lot of it maybe. Same thing with that one, that's number 2. This one was number 3, so number 2 and number 3 are both wet. Looks like they are on the top, so whether that's leading or treading, I don't remember. The more I deal with this, I'll remember that. Then the last one, number 4, is dry, but it's just dark. Comment below what you think is going on. I'm gonna clean these up. I'm also gonna turn this thing over while the spark plugs are out. See if anything comes out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get a flashlight and I'm gonna record that in case I see any like mist of black or mist of fuel or whatever. And we'll clean them, reinstall them, try again. So I got all the spark plugs cleaned up with the stainless wire brush, cleaned off with some acetone, hit it with a little bit of compressed air. And then while I was in there, I did a little research and found out that there are 2 different part numbers for leading and trailing. And then I got the heat ranges right here. So it looks like what we have is the RE9 Bravo, RE9 Bravo-T. So that looks like that's the correct plug for the trailing, but we got that same plug for the leading as well. And according to this, the heat range is a little cooler. Maybe there's a trick of the trade where you can, you know, use the 2. If technically this one's a 10 and then technically this one's a 10 or a 9, maybe you can use the 2. But we do not have a RE7 Charlie Lima. Also, side note, man, spark plugs are expensive for them things. I mean, look at the price for each one. That's just for one plug by themselves. So I hope that these plugs work. I don't know what's going on. Let me check it for codes again. There we go. I didn't know how to read it, but we got 3 codes. Intake valve control low circuit, mass airflow low circuit, intake manifold tuning valve low circuit. Maybe those are all on some kind of same fuse or something. Let's see if we can just clear them first. Erase codes. Turn ignition off. Whoa, 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 that scared me. That scared the mess out of me. Codes have been successfully erased. Still shuts off. All right, fam. Next day, after a long night of doing a bunch of research, looking at vacuum diagrams, basically checking everything that had something to do with those two codes. So those two codes went to these two valves, and these valves are almost like, I'm assuming, like a butterfly of some sort. And what I was thinking is maybe the two butterflies are not opening. So basically, from what I've researched, there's solenoids. One side of the solenoid is supposed to have vacuum. The other side of the solenoid goes to like a valve there, and then there's another one right there that kind of set up like a wastegate where there's like basically a pod and an arm on it. And I'm assuming that when that vacuum line gets vacuum on it, it opens up this butterfly to a certain, basically, to make a long story short. I'm thinking that it's not opening up, meaning that it doesn't get vacuumed. So according to the diagram, you got these three solenoids. All of those on the outbound side go to something, but on the inbound side, they're attached to like this canister, and then that canister is supposed to be attached to the intake manifold, meaning that that's where the vacuum source come from. Then I'm assuming that the solenoids based on PCM grounds will open and close to actuate those valves. Check this out. Probably hard to tell, but the canister is right here, and there looks like there's a nipple right there. There's a nipple that ain't even connected to anything, and according to the diagram, the nipple's supposed to be connected to a port right here. You can't see it, but it's there. There's supposed to be a check valve in between the two. So this was up under the hood. As you can tell, it's a check valve. It's even got an arrow on which side is which. I'm gonna hook this up and let's see if it gets this thing started. So that's what I got set up. I made sure the check valve worked by blowing through it. It blows through one side, not the other. To be honest with you, this mother fit like it was meant to be. Also charged this battery overnight too. I don't know if it's gonna be any good. A little simple trick is when the battery go bad, it has like a big old bulge right here. And this joker got a bulge, and on top of that, when I was charging it, that joker was putting off that acidic acid type smell in the garage. So I hope that this mud don't blow up. At least the battery works. So I came to the conclusion that I needed an intake, and I also needed a couple of solenoids. So I went on LKQ website, went to my local LKQ salvage yard, and what do you know, there's an RX-8 in the scrap yard. And check this out, it also has an intake. There may be a slim chance it's still on there. So let's hop in the vehicle and head to LKQ. This particular LKQ is roughly about 45 minutes from where I live. So of course, on the way there, I drank me a nice cold cup of iced coffee, and shoot, as soon as I got there, I had to release the fluids. Yeah, you know where I'm at. Hey, appreciate you, Sandy Can. Let's go find this RX-8. Come on, intake, be here. Yup, should've known. I mean, it does have the air box here, and I think this is where the mass airflow go. So I don't know, I might take this and I might be able to make something at the house. Really, all I need is the spot for the mass airflow to bolt up. I remember when I was looking for this solenoid, that supposedly there were a couple of other model Mazdas around the same year model that had that same solenoid, aka valve, and it looks like we do. So I might snag a couple of extra ones that aren't completely saturated with oil, and maybe we'll have better luck. Man, I'm not gonna get no sleep until I figure out if the parts I got at LKQ gonna work. So that's my little contraption I rigged up with the intake. Got the mass airflow plugged in. I got the 2 sensors out of the 3 in the back plugged up and replaced. Only thing I'm missing is whatever it used to go over there. Moment of truth. No freaking way. Uh-oh. Come on, rotors. Don't fail me now. I'm gonna let this thing warm up a little bit. I'll report back, but I'm happy and I'm proud of myself too. Ain't never messed with a rotary, figured it out. That's right, I'm good. You heard? On the next episode, we are gonna dig a little deeper in this RX-7 and hopefully this will be roadworthy and maybe my new DD. Stick around for the next episode.